Untamed is going to be untamed. It's going to be a little crazy. I want to talk to my people. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters. We can have grace and humility in how we interact with other people.
Oh, hot dog, look at you.
And nobody talked about what's really happening.
And let's have conversations about what truth is.
And in Shasta County, California, this is a charter county, and you guys have the right to use paper ballots. So your ballots are actually the mail-in ballot that people hand fill out.
Yes, that's
by hand.
Ideally, that's the case. That was not my observation at the time that I worked here at the elections office.
Your observation was that you saw ballots that looked professional. How do I say this? I don't want to use words for you. You saw ballots that looked too perfect?
Yeah, too perfect. In my limited understanding, I would say that they were copies.
Oh, like copies.
Or that they were mass-produced.
Because they weren't hand-printed. They didn't look like they were filled out by hand.
That's correct.
Okay, and then the paper, what did the paper seem like?
It seemed that there was some discrepancies with the paper, but I did not observe the variances that other people did. There were many people that described variations in thickness and in the quality of the paper. I saw that a few times. That wasn't my major concern. The biggest thing I saw again was the fill-ins. And then also there were ballots that were filled in with the perfect squares where they would be voting conservative on one part and liberal on the next page. And very inconsistent. Most people don't vote like that. And it was unusual. Where they, for example, they would vote for Joanna Francesca, who is against Measure B, and then vote for Measure B. So
that is so interesting. And then when you found out that you thought that there was some funny business going on, who did you report it to?
Well, I initially reported it to the ROV, Clint Curtis.
Okay.
I reported it to him on at least 3 separate occasions, and the operations manager. So if I had my wish, I would like to have Homeland Security come in and take a look. All they need is a warrant and a quick search. We'll get to the bottom of this. So if you can, please come help us here in Shasta County.
Because you've already been called by FBI from Sacramento.
That's correct. Yes, the FBI was here last week, maybe some this week. And
did you feel like they understood what was going on?
I believe that they understood. I'm not sure if they care, and I hope to see some action.
It's time for some action.
Time for some action. You know, it's rub on your belly, tap on your head, just do whatever they say, and all of a sudden the results will just pop out the other end. But that's not the only one. So that was in Shasta County. That was in California. Clint Curtis, which if you don't know, he was the one in 2004 that was chartered prior to that by Congressman Feenley in creating a system that could steal elections without being detected. And that's in essence what they've done across the country. And we have all the evidence, but we just sit on our hands and we do this slow walk because you never want to give the people too much, because then they might actually think that they're in charge. They might actually think that you can make decisions quickly in order to give back the voice of the American people, but that's really not the case. Here's another one. Here's a clerk that is asking the federal government to help. To come help us. Please play it.
Hello, my name is Sarah DeBoer. I'm the clerk of Climax Township in Kalamazoo County, Michigan. Today I am joining with other clerks across the state of Michigan, calling for federal assistance in verifying the citizenship status of those on our voter rolls. Under MCL 168.515 and MCL 168.520. I am asking for this to be done legally and in my office to ensure that the voter files are protected under Michigan law. Recently, a whistleblower who was an employee at the Secretary of State's office, came forward alleging that the Secretary of State is registering non-citizens to vote. Contrary to what the supervisor of that employee told them, local clerks have zero ability to verify the citizenship status of anyone in the qualified voter files. So I am asking for federal assistance to do my duty as a local clerk to ensure that those who are registered to vote are also legal citizens. Absentee ballots go out on September 24th and time is running short. So I look forward to hearing from someone and working with someone from the federal government very shortly. Thank you very much.
They're asking for help. What was interesting about the first video is that he said, hey, look, I don't even think they care, because they don't. Bureaucrats don't care. These are largely people that do not care what the American people think. They don't care. They don't care. Now, we were we got a lot done yesterday because the Supreme Court basically said, hey, you have to have some way of creating every ballot must have a serial number, and we get to know every ballot, what you send to every person, we get a copy of it, and we're going to come in. I know the ultimate goal that President Trump is likely to have is that he's going to walk in and say, state of emergency, I'm coming in, I'm going to check ballots in this area, this area, and this area. And by the way, if you're the Secretary of State, you're going to prison. And by the way, you're an enemy combatant at that point because you violated the rights of American citizens in a way that you acted seditiously. That the representative government that they have at the state level would be represented by fraudulent people. And therefore, we can send you to a military site and we don't have to go through the judges that we currently have in this rotted judiciary you want to call a kabuki theater, banana republic, a system designed by cartels and cabals to hurt the American people while basically lapping it up for themselves. But you know what? We just want safe and secure elections, and we'll take care of it ourselves. But we recognize that 60, 70, 80% of the money that the government has, they waste. They waste it. They give it to themselves. They give it to their friends. But the American people are largely on the same path. They believe the same thing. CNN are showing how many Americans support voter ID. This is their own graphic. Look at it.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino. 76% of black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
So something of a...
Now, if you have to have a photo ID in order to vote, you also then have to vote in person. And a vast majority of people have given up the idea that we should do vote by mail elections, that we should have someone out front that's counting how many people go in to actually vote. Oh, you voted? So that we don't have another system that comes in and says, okay, I know that you uploaded the results here, but we're going to go ahead and add another 20,000 ballots. Oh, here's a precinct that doesn't even exist. We're going to change it so the precinct that doesn't exist now has more ballots for this candidate over another candidate. They've been stealing elections at every level for so long in every state for so long that we're not represented by anyone other than demons and Team Evil. That's it. And here, by the way, is James O'Keefe discussing what the Democrats want to do to him for uncovering fraud. Hold on. So you uncover fraud, and they're like, I don't know. We gotta do something about it. Go ahead, play it.
Breaking news, Senator Lisa Murkowski and her staff are calling for my prosecution. This comes after our explosive report inside the Alaska polling centers where I was personally offered the ballot of the brother of Lisa Murkowski without showing any ID.
The last name is Murkowski.
State ID.
Oh, okay.
Military ID.
I think I left that at home.
Oh.
Would it be possible to vote without it today?
Absolutely possible.
Now, on top of this, the state director for the senator has submitted an official complaint to the Division of Elections stating that our team committed, quote, voter fraud. Now, why are they so upset at me? I mean, shouldn't Murkowski and her team be upset at the non-existent laws that allow anyone to be offered their ballot? Why does Lisa Murkowski want to prosecute me for voter fraud when she continues to support it by opposing the SAVE Act. The senator claims that rural Alaskans would be disenfranchised from voting if the SAVE Act were to pass.
So you're in Unalaska, say you're a fisherman or a teacher. The flight to Anchorage, because this is where you're going to have to go. You're going to have to go into Anchorage, 800 air miles, $1,100 per seat if you can maybe get on a charter.
Well, gee, that's funny, because we actually went to rural Alaska, to the specific islands that Lisa Murkowski mentioned on the floor of the Senate and in the Wall Street Journal. And guess what, Lisa? They contradicted everything you said. Stay tuned.
I mean, I want to point out the obvious. I told you before, it's hard to get angry anymore because you can actually see it as clear as day. And we already know that it's like being raped every day, right? The American people get raped. They steal 56 cents on every dollar. I sat down with a group that says they're going to put America first all around the country. And I said, okay, what are you going to do to get past the demoralization of the American people? And it's not, by the way, Republican or Democrat. It's every race. CNN themselves are saying that black people, white people, we're done talking about it. We don't want to talk about elections anymore. I mean, the day that I don't have to wake up in the morning and be like, election fraud will be probably the best day of my life, because two things will have happened. People would have been perp walked and put in prison, number one. And number two, my brothers and sisters in this country would have been given a reset on the opportunities available for them in the future. Groomers will be sent out to pasture. Pedophile and evil judges will be shown the door. And we'll finally get to a place where the American people can have transparent elections that allow for them to dictate the will of the people, a representative government. Think about that. That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Be beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So that led me to put up a post. And I put this post up that says, God forbid we have an honest conversation about reality. It's amazing just how retarded and weak people have become. It's true. They've become very weak and very retarded. And you may not be one of them. You may be one of the unretarded ones. Or maybe you were semi-retarded and you decided to give up your retardation. And they keep telling me you can't use the word retard. I had some piece of shit that used to work for one of my companies, literally, that wrote that, oh, by the way, this guy used a retard. While, by the way, I won't say names, because if I don't say names, I don't have to. But this is a person that, if they didn't quit, they would have been fired, right? Didn't work at all. Just trashy people. I've now come to the conclusion I'm only going to hire certain types of people in my company, people that are not retarded and not radically on the wrong side of the ideological fence. But I want to bring in somebody else. I had to put that out there because I read the thing where they quit and they wrote this whole, oh my gosh, wanted me to pay unemployment for them. And I'm thinking to myself, no, wait, no. But thought that they would actually, in a state like Colorado, that they would be able to influence things by saying that he has a podcast and he calls people retarded. James, I call people retarded.
You do. You do, Joe.
And, I do call people retarded. And I think they're retarded. I think actually that person is retarded. I think that person is super retarded. I think she passed retarded a long time ago and ended up on the retarded tree.
In a state of retardation. Slow. Right? In music, it's just a retard.
I hate retards.
Slow.
And look, I might actually sue this person just because, I might, just because I don't like being slandered. But we'll see. I'm in the process. We'll see how it goes. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty well.
It's been a little while. Haven't had you on. I know that you're, working on some of these grassroots stuff that's happening on the national scale, and been over to Mar-a-Lago a couple times. And
Yeah. Well, that was a while ago. I haven't been back there.
I think maybe you were at the Ellipsis on Jan 6. Were you also at the Capitol?
No, it was freezing.
The only reason you didn't go is because it's too cold. It's too cold for James.
No. We were starving. It was
okay, this is getting worse.
Oh, you were starving,
We were
and you were so
starving.
cold.
And we knew exactly what was happening in the Capitol because that started before he stopped. He stopped his speech. So,
Oh, really? It started.
so aside from being cold and hungry, we had some insight as to maybe some of the goings on and some of the infiltrators that were actually there. So we decided to wait it out. We actually went back to Trump Hotel. We ate lunch, put it on the TV, and the shit was already started. So from everybody calling, my wife and I going, "You gotta go, you gotta go."
You gotta
We
go.
said, we'll go in a minute. And then they called us immediately, like, "Don't go, do not go."
Oops.
We had an idea of what was going on before we got into DC. So,
Well, I was at the State Department getting.
You had an idea what was going on?
I had an idea. I had a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas what happened with the elections. And they keep gaslighting. You have Eric Coomer running around going, I'm going to sue everyone. It's not going to work out for him.
It's not going to. It's not going to work out for a lot of them.
Or his lawyers. Oh, man. So I've been deep diving on Eric Coomer's lawyers.
Well, they don't care.
David
They're
Beller.
just getting
Oh,
paid.
my gosh. Bro,
You know?
can I do this? Can I like Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph.
All right, let's Wreck-It Ralph. So one of Eric Coomer's attorneys, his name is David Beller. Can we get a picture of David Beller? Can we get him? I want a picture of David Beller in his Speedos. You know, the what is it called? Lululemon skinny jeans. Okay, no Lululemons for him. He's a tight pants boy. The type of, I think he's actually. I mean, he definitely is of the persuasion.
Yeah.
He likes oys. Something that matches with oys, little boys.
A lot more of them do than we would like to believe.
He's a little weirdo. So anyway, I did a deep dive on the lawyers for Eric Coomer. And boy, let me tell you something. First of all, I got to tell you, I went down to a town in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know what town I'm talking about.
I do.
And I was talking to a friend of ours that lives down there in that Texas area. And we're dealing with a legal issue for someone that was, well, I'm just going to say it. He was raped by a guy that literally was, I had to get permission to talk about this. I had to get permission from the person to talk about this. And I'm not going to use his name yet, but he was raped by this guy, drug raped, but he's a well-known person in that town. So I went down there because, you know, I'm kind of like that guy just walked in. I just started walking in, asking people questions. Hey, do you know who Tim is? Do you know this Tim guy? And they're like, oh yeah, we know him. He was the mayor. James is worried. He's like, where are you going with this, Joe? So then I kept asking questions, and they're like, yeah, you need to talk to this guy. Give me his number. Can I put you on the record? They're like, oh no, absolutely not. So then I call that guy, and I find 3 other people. Now, just so you know, the police department and the DA's office had all the information. They had all the information that I was able to get in 20 minutes at a coffee shop, a place where you do, what's it called? Like a consignment shop.
Mm.
And I went across the street to a burger place, and then I went to another place across the street that had like flowers. So I went to 4 places. I only spent a total of 45 minutes asking questions. Didn't go very far, and came out the other end that you need to call this person. I call that person, and this person that they're talking about had done this to other people, not just this person. Like he's a serial drugging and rapist person, right? And I'm purposely not putting the information out there because I'm trying to draw some conclusions about some of the people that are Coomer's lawyers down in Texas, and this particular weird organization or thing that's happening in this town that you know what the town is. I'm going to leave it out for right now. And the David Bellers of the world that are then tied into this organization called the OARC, which is it's the Office of Attorney Regulations of Colorado. So they regulate themselves in Colorado and disbar people and things like that. So then I got to talk because I started asking questions and I started meeting people that know other people that know David Beller. And then I met someone that was represented by David Beller's firm who did not tell them that there was a conflict in their office because he worked with the people inside the OARC. Mm-hmm. You got it? Okay, put up skinny jean boy. There he is. I can't see his skinny jeans. Nobody can see the fact that he has chicken legs, right? This is totally wrong. Anyway, this guy is like plays for Team Evil, right? So he's Eric Coomer's attorney. And he's like, I don't know, 5 feet tall, and he weighs like 40 pounds.
Yeah. Which is just a little bit less than me.
it's quite a bit less. I picked you up before.
He's a little man.
He's a little man, very little man. So I started doing all this research on these guys, and I'm going to do an entire show on David Beller. But David Beller, man, by the time I'm done, I'll Wreck-It Ralph. And I'm going to bring on people that have had to deal with David Beller. And so I just wanted you to know that this is Team Evil. This is the guy that in the legal deal. And one of the reasons why we can't ever get to a conclusion in our state, and I just totally went off to Wreck-It Ralph about this guy, is because we can't get to a conclusion on the election because we have gaslighting little demons like this guy who, frankly, are just terrible human beings. They're just terrible. Just a terrible, lying guy. He's just not a truthful guy.
He proudly serves 1,000 criminal defense lawyers right here in Colorado.
Is that what he said?
Apparently, that's what we've got here.
Okay.
This looks very professional. This looks like a very nice description of David.
Yeah, I mean he's like Captain Weirdo. Of course, it doesn't it doesn't fall far from the tree, because then you got Brad Clower and you got Charlie Kane. When I write a book, man, I tell you what, if these people are directly tied into the fundamental stealing and the chilling effect of our elections across the country in every state, right? And I'm just sitting on just the edge, just waiting for the judges to do something else that shows that they're just as actively complicit in what these guys are doing. So it should be fun. But that's why we can't get to the bottom of it, is because you got weak-kneed, Lululemon, skinny jean boys that can't tell the truth, and frankly, they're just bad people. He's bad. He's just an evil guy. All right, so then we want to talk about election integrity. How do we get to the bottom of it? And I that was completely unscripted. It wasn't even in my notes. I just wanted to talk about the guy because of the Lululemons. Because I saw him like a couple weeks ago, and he's wearing Lululemon jeans. They weren't even jeans. I don't even know what they were. All I know is that I don't even know if those jeans like this would fit over my bicep.
I don't know why that's so funny. That's actually a terrible descriptor of a
Lululemon
of a guy.
It's really. Do you have
what kind of guy?
You wear Lululemon?
No. He's a Lululemon.
Okay. I was about to say
that'd been retarded, right?
Yeah, I would have to have because I have a friend that wears Lululemons. He wears Lululemon golf shoes.
What kind of guy is he? He's a Lululemon jean type of guy.
Yeah, that's like gay. Okay, let's talk about some cool stuff here. So you've been involved in politics, and
reluctantly,
yeah. And there's a guy named Victor Marx.
There is.
I hear you're coming around.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, in terms of what?
I don't even know if you're allowed to talk about it now, because Hugo got kicked out of he resigned, but Chavez resigned from the Denver as the vice chair of the Denver Republican Party because he wouldn't support him.
Right, but he was supporting the independent. As I understand it, right?
Who's really a Republican. I mean, he's been a Republican for 40 years.
Right.
So it's not like we're supporting a guy. You're just saying you can't play for a guy that literally was a product of a stolen election. He came back 13 points, bro. 13 points. The rule of large numbers, he was down 13 points to Barb Kirkmeyer. And the rule of large numbers, if it was going to move, it would move for all three candidates, right? Scott Bottoms was at 20.4%. He was at 33%. And Barb Kirkmeyer was at 37%, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Right. And it was 13 points. He had overcome. No, it's 43%, 30%, 20%. I think something like that. Yeah. Anyway, something like that. And he came back after 28% of the vote was in. He came back and beat her by a handful of votes. Again, 50-50 vote. And Scott Bottoms stayed at 20%. That's not a real election. That's a fraudulent election that was manufactured out of thin air using a fraudulent database of voters across the deal. They just found votes wherever they needed to.
Well, there's almost no argument there, but
Okay.
I'll tell you, I would have loved to be a fly in the wall in the conversation between Marx's campaign and Kirk's. I know that you like Kirk a bit, right?
I think she's a nice person. I mean, she's got an F rating on
she's not a Republican.
Well, none of them are. You think Marx is?
I don't know what Marx is.
I mean, I got a video that I almost don't want to show you.
I have an idea what Marx is in his group, but that's that. So, but at the end of the day, Scott Bottoms was the only one actually running a campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a lot of support there. So, but
you did? All right, let's see Beller in skinny jeans. We actually have Beller in skinny jeans.
Yeah.
They gave him a little bit too many muscles, though, bro. They should have been just stick figure like.
That's a man in tights.
Man in tights.
Women in tights.
Okay, so I have to. I don't know how to. Let me see if I can grab this link. Is it going to let me grab this link? I want you to hear something about Victor Marx. Can I do this without you getting mad at me? You're probably gonna get mad at me. Everybody's gonna get mad at me for doing this.
Who's getting mad?
I mean, Victor's like, I can't move home, and he's like, he won't vote for me. No, I won't vote for you. I think you're an absolute. I can't do it. And by the way, if you do, it's okay. If you're listening to this and you want to vote for him, vote for him. Just don't tell me what to do, right? I'm going to vote for Greg Lopez. And you know what? I think Democrats don't want to vote for Weiser either. And they're not going to vote for Marx, which means they have an escape valve. Wouldn't it be awesome, though, if Greg won? If he won, like first time ever.
I mean, if everybody rallied around the independent vote, I mean, number one, that's not going to happen. But yes, to answer that question, that'd be the first time that had happened. You get Democrats that have a crackpot who's been suing although a lot of Democrats like the fact that he's been suing the president. So maybe that'll win him a few votes. But he's an absolute, I mean, his background is dirty. It's gross. It's gross. You can't vote for that guy.
What's grosser? What's the most gross?
I mean,
what's the thing that gives you the most pause?
About him?
Mm-hmm.
Aside that he's been defending child traffickers, he himself is kind of caught up with some.
Got caught up there a little bit.
Kind of caught up with some nasty shit. I mean, his personal, sexual exploits behind the scenes are one thing, but who he's actually helping within that whole mechanism, and he's a linchpin for them, so he's got to run, right? But he's an absolute maniac. Can I say piece of shit on the store? I mean,
you can. I mean, they'll beep it out later, but you can.
He's not.
You already said it. So
he's not a qualified.
You have to bleep it twice.
He's not qualified, barely to sweep behind an elephant. So.
All right,
that being said, and then you got a Greg Lopez that's going to come in.
Right.
So
look, I got in trouble because I just got out doing a bunch of stuff. I went and hiked a bunch of things, and I came in, and I said I'm going to announce that I'm running for governor, right? And I literally looked like I just come in from running, right? And I ran. It was like 21 miles. It was pretty awesome actually, and down in Texas. And I was just going on a deal, and I came back. So I said I'm going to run for governor. But I'm the type of guy, like, I don't care. I'll put a hat on. I won't wear a hat. I'll do whatever I want, right? I don't care. And they're like, oh, my gosh, Joe. But at least I'm articulate. At least I'm smart. I want you to listen to this. Do we have it yet? Okay. I want you to listen to this. This guy is giving a speech in front of people. Like, there's actually people in the room when he's giving this speech. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And he's running for governor. Like, Weiser is worse. I agree. I totally agree with you. Weiser is so worse. But this guy talks about elephants, peanuts, squirts of lime or lemons, sucking on lemons, crazier than a monkey on Mountain Dew. I just can't. I don't even know what to say.
It's a Southern term. That's a Chattanooga, Tennessee.
He talks about like being locked in a cellar and then monkeys and then like squirts of lemon. Play it.
You can say what you want. I may not have been your best pick. I may have not been your pick at all. But what's your choice? Now, what are you going to do? Sin wiser? You going to suck on a lemon and sin wiser? I had a fellow tell me the other day at a stinking fundraiser. Y'all can tell I'm not a politician. I don't give a flying squirrel sack what people think. I'm going to get the mission done. That's why people elect someone. Yes. And I'll tell you what, at this doggone fundraiser, this guy goes, and Lauren Burtwood was there. It was a small one with tall cotton people. Big money. Oh, Jim Jordan was there. This guy looked at me and said, well, you want my choice. I said, well, what's your choice now? I ain't got time trying to hold you because I wasn't your choice and cuddle you, man. I said, what do you do for a living? He goes, oil and gas. And I guess he was proud of some zeros in his bank account. I said, oh, huh? I said, you too successful for me to call you oil field trash? I said it in front of everybody. I'm like, you want to pick a fight? You want to pump chest? You have no idea the level of crazy that will come at you. Like a monkey on Mountain Dew. You ever been locked in a cooler as a kid for dead? I have, and I know how gets stuff done. I said, my family's oil field trash. My brother was climbing rigs at 18 years old and developed a top company, made hundreds of millions of dollars. So I'm not worried about your money, sir.
Well, there you have
it. I'm crazier than a monkey on Mountain Dew. That's the guy you wanted to. Oh my gosh. You have Simpy Wiser. You have Simp Wiser. I sued President Trump for the 287th time. Now, he doesn't talk about the fact that he won 286 times. He just said, I keep suing him. Like it's
just, when you keep making the money, you can just keep doing it, right? You can just keep doing it.
Bro, he went from...
That's all his platform is. That's it. That's all he's got.
You want to bump chests? Do you want to...
And then you got a guy that's crazier than monkey on Mountain Dew.
I wanted to bump chests. I told him I'd get on a mat with him. He's like, oh, I can't do that.
His knees are
I even put money... What?
Knees are bad.
Man, we'll get down and midget fight. I can just get down on knees and...
You put big boxing gloves on. One hand tied behind your back type of thing.
Here's my issue, okay? My issue is that this is what politics has become. I mean, you look at Murkowski, look at Victor Marx, look at Lauren Boebert, I can go down the line. And it's this idea, you got the cool kids club over here, and you got a bunch of nutballs over here. And then you have the slander in the middle of all the people that are likely to be able to get things done. And those are the people they don't want to elect. They don't want to elect people to get things done. They want to elect someone who is fruit of the poisonous tree, or fruit of the tree. I mean, Lauren's son was just arrested for the second time for sexual assault. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. I can tell you right now what happened. When my daughter, and you can check the math on this, when my daughter went to school and she told her counselor, every time my dad leaves the country, I think he's going to die. I was sitting in Doha, Qatar. And I got that message. And I had both the partners on both sides of me. And I just got done meeting with Sam El-Haj, Guantanamo Bay prisoner 345. One on one side, one on the other. And I was like, guys, she went from straight A's, never got a B, to C's and D's, freshman year in high school. And you know what I did? I quit. And I wasn't just good at what I did, I was ridiculous. Like ridiculously good. And so what I do, I quit, went home. cut grass and told them both that I needed to take a sabbatical. They said, for how long? I did the math, my son and my daughter, and I was like 7 years. 7 years. When my kids are through high school and I need to go be a father. And I came home, and you know the thing that consequences will continue until attitude improves. Improved.
Right.
And she ended up going to a beautiful school. She went to Florida Institute of Technology. Super smart. She's a beautiful girl. She ended up coming out of the middle of that. But that's what you do when your kids are going off the wrong path, is that you pay attention to them. You don't just run off and try to self-indulge and leave your kids to fend for themselves. And that unfortunately is the Hunter Biden effect, right? You look at Hunter Biden, you look at Biden's, is that they were so consumed with everything out there that they forgot about what was in here. They forgot about the family. They abandoned them. So yeah, you turn to guns and hookers and whatever else Hunter Biden was into, and you sell your soul to the devil. Murkowski did the same thing. She wants to go after O'Keefe. Why? She should be embracing the fact that the election systems are absolutely fraudulent.
She should be embarrassed.
Yeah, but there is no embarrassment.
No, because it's their job.
And so this is where you get into the American people are just kind of tired. We're at that point where, we look at it and go, why? Why do we even bother? Why pay them 56 cents on every dollar? Why give them money that they can just waste? And they can't understand, by the way, when businesses suffer and they can't pay their bills. They can't understand it because they don't care. They just say, you have a magic tree out there. Go get more money. We're going to create more entitlements. We're going to make you pay people more money. And people go, I can't survive.
But those people have never started businesses before. So they don't, it doesn't mean anything.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that the guy that's the oil and gas guy, the reason why he was successful is because he climbed that rig. He started in the oil field. He understood what it meant to sweat. I've never met an oil and gas man that did not have impeccable character. Not one. I've never met an oil and gas guy that did not have impeccable character. Right? You want to know why? Because they started at the bottom.
Yeah.
They sludged mud everywhere. And they worked 12, 14, 16-hour days.
Especially if their father started the company.
Yeah. Because you have to work harder. You have to prove yourself. Both my kids, same thing. They have to prove themselves. They have to work harder. And here we are having a conversation about what does it mean to work harder? What does any of that mean? Right? But this is what we get. We get the crazy guy that talks about drinking Mountain Dew and playing with monkeys. Or you have the other guy on the other side that is a weak, pathetic man that talks about that his lesson in life is going to sue President Trump. And then in the middle, you have the Kyle Clarks of the world that work for a company that sanctioned the murder of Lee Keltner in cold blood. And then the Denver police covered up for it for the radical leftists that was run by a guy named Phil Weiser.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's why people are disenfranchised with politics.
Man. Huh? He's a company man.
He's a company man, but not for the company he keeps, not for the people. Just for themselves and the people that want to basically steal from the American people.
Yeah, that's the apparatus.
These are not real people. These are not real people.
No, none of them are real people. They're not real people.
I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for going after Lauren, but she went on TV the day before the state chair race to slander me with Kyle Clark on purpose.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I was there.
Consequences are best served cold, and I promise you there will be consequences for her. I promise. And I think that it's coming around now. Her son's is going to go to jail for a long time for sex assault. She's hoping that Marks gets into the deal so that they can pardon her son, right? Because that's going to teach him a lesson.
But not Tina Peters.
But not Tina Peters.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. But she'll take credit for that, though. She'll take credit for it. Okay.
Yeah, it's...
Let me ask you some questions. Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah.
Why are Republicans in Colorado, why do they suck so bad?
You know what? I think there's a mixture of... depends on which ones you're talking about.
There's good ones. They're just not leadership.
You're talking about people that are just citizens that registered as Republicans. They're,
You mean in leadership that that are so enamored with the idea of running things?
No, I haven't even gotten to that. I'm just talking about regular citizens that are just voting Republican historically.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the people that are completely frustrated because you've got a party that they've been a part of for a long time that isn't just, it's fracturing. And there doesn't seem to be any cohesion with the party, so which makes hope even more difficult. So, and compound that like times 100 in the state, you're going to have a lot of those people. A lot of them left and went independent. So did a lot of the Democrats. They also came in independent. If you're talking about the local yokel GOP leadership, it's not much different now. Maybe it's a little bit more. It used to be a third of the GOP were old school, kind of bedazzled Trump hat wearer. Pretty much they'll go wherever the boat's listing. And not to demean anybody by saying that, but they were party line voters. If that was the plan, that was the plan. Then you had a third of absolute establishment infiltrators doing everything that they could do to sow confusion. That's my opinion, right? That's my unprofessional opinion. And then you had a third surge in, saying about 2022-ish, 2020 to 2022, maybe even a little bit earlier than that kind of came in new and either stayed on and fought the good fight because they could see they could critically think, number one, and they were seeing something's not quite right and trying to do the right thing. And half of those, dropped out and said, I'm good. I don't want to be this, that, and the other thing. There's still a few good ones that are trying to figure out a path forward. But there's so many disruptions within the body of the GOP right now, and it's so fractured, that kind of set off because everybody's pointing out someone who is, agency or whatever they are, and they were wrong, right? But then their ego, once your ego is involved with the way that you think, you're in trouble because that becomes your identity. So, but at the same time, anybody that kind of got in a little higher in, I mean, when you see people change in the love of that authority.
The love of that authority. I mean, I want to...
Not the love of the responsibility, the love of the authority that it came with.
The power.
The power.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that it's significance. People find their significance in a post where they can actually do harm or take from or rule over another. And it really is sad. It really is kind of I look at it and go, that can't be real. You can't actually really feel that way. But they do. They do feel that way. And they make really retarded decisions, and they do things to hurt the people in their community. And we see that happen every day. And we see people that stand on both sides, on the Republican side, and they scream obscenities at each side. And it doesn't matter what's good for the people, as long as their horse wins. Not what's best. Because why would we want to do that? Why would we want to do what's best for the American people? That would be counterproductive, I think. I don't know.
For somebody.
All right, so let's get into this a little bit. I put this post up, and I want to stay in line with this because I've been criticized by a person named Danielle Neuschwanger. Do you know who she is? Neuschwanger. Danielle Neuschwanger. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Colorado because Colorado is basically like it's just do the ditto, same in every other state. Because what I'm about to tell you is the same. So you have people that try to pimp and other people. And this Danielle Neuschwanger likes to pimp Victor Marx. And the pimping of Victor Marx is she ran for governor in 2022. Now she's had a litany of she's a hot mess, but
I don't know a whole bunch.
She didn't like me.
She's
she didn't like me.
Wild Buck Realty.
Yeah, Wild Buck Realty. Yeah. So anyway, pretty interesting character, Cat.
Greeley, right? She's a Greeley gal.
So she decided to enter back into politics, 2022. She ran against Heidi Ganahl. Heidi Ganahl got the nod for governor. She didn't.
The American Constitution Party.
So then she joined the American Constitution Party. And she was asked, whether or not, same thing, whether she would support Heidi Ganahl over, if it came down to it, over letting Polis win. And she said, I'd rather Polis win.
Mm.
But then she came out, let's put these up real quick, because the first one is, she was asked, the question was asked. Now, they asked this several times. She did an entire video on this. Why not? Are you serious? Oh, man, hold on a second. All right, take me to a quick commercial break so that I guess I got to download this. I got to figure out how to download it. Hold on a second. All right, we'll go to commercial break when we come back. This is actually really important. We're going to do this.
Oh, hi. I almost didn't see you there. Welcome to DCF Buns, where you can find the freshest buns in town, if I do say so myself. Our master bakers teach class every week. So whether you're new to baking or trying to improve your culinary skills, we got you covered. And we can help you bake the cake of your dreams. We'll even clean your cake if you want. And if you don't want to bake anything yourself, we have loads of fresh buns available in a variety of shapes and sizes. Check us out at dcfbuns.com to learn more. DCF Buns, we keep the buns hot and the deals hotter. Buns.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle. I hate it when things don't work out the way that I want them to work out. But let's see if we can get this handled here really quick. So that was let's see if I can get this one. Here's that one. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So let me just go through this with you. So I did put the post up so you can have them to read it to you. And it was Donna that said, hey, Greg Lopez supported both Stapleton and Heidi in their respective campaigns for governor. I believe Danielle made a post where she stated that purposely attempting to hurt the others running for governor when she did not make the Republican ticket. Somebody reposted that not long ago. Now, Danielle goes, that's fake news. That was created by Holly Calvert as a smear tactic before the 2022 election. And you are free to reach out to Heidi or Walker to ask them. Let's see what they say. I'll wait. Okay, so attached to this is a video. It's a video of Tina Peters. And since we can't actually get the video of Tina Peters, it's an actual video. I'm gonna play the video for you, and hopefully you can hear this. And I want you to listen to this. This is Tina. She was trying to get in the middle of this, and let's see if I can get this. Hold on.
I talked with Heidi and I talked.
Okay, this is Tina. I'm going to put my little mic on this. Just so you know, that is Tina, right? Not a deep fake.
That is.
All right, here it goes. Ready?
I talked with Heidi and I talked with Danielle today. I was very disturbed by what Danielle said, and I was very encouraged by what Heidi said. I'll let you listen to what Danielle said.
Polis was always going to win because he's setting himself up for a presidential run.
Well, I know that.
He's not going to win.
But you're not going to make it.
I don't have to make it.
I deal with, I'm on the America First candidates I'm on the America First candidates all across the United States. We're in agreement on this one. And we have to go,
do you, I'm going to do me.
You're going to do in Colorado, Danielle. You're going to do in Colorado because they're not.
Maintain my commitment to the American Constitution Party.
Even if it means handing it over to Polis. Even if it means
handing it over to Polis.
Wow. I got to go now. I can't even, I can't, I thought you were reasonable. I thought you were reasonable.
All right. So I put this up there because I was told that if I don't vote for Victor Marx, Paper Tiger, that, yeah. By Danielle, by the way. By Danielle.
Danielle said that?
Yeah. And by the way, Heidi Ganahl was an amazing person. She ran for office. She was an amazing person. And she actually did win. But the election is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in 2022, just like it was in 2020. So there you go.
Danielle seems like a tenacious young lady.
Yeah, she's tenacious.
You know?
She's tenacious. That's a good word for it.
Is that a good way to, how would you describe it?
I would say that she's a little retarded, but okay, I'll start there. All right, so let's let's get some. This just brings me into the fact that the politics in Colorado, like most states, when it comes to Republican versus Democrat, we saw what John Thune did to the Save America Act. You saw what Murkowski did, and she wants to have James O'Keefe arrested. You see what the Democrats and Republicans are doing, largely in order to maintain and see the power.
Just
right?
hold on to it tight.
It doesn't have anything to do with Democrat or Republican. They're all betrayers. Like, pass it, take chess pieces off the table, get us to a place where we can see the bottom of the ocean, and then give the people an opportunity to take away immunity from judges. Put it on the ballot. Make it a constitutional deal that if you're a judge, you have no immunity. That's what has to happen. You want to change things? Make it so they don't have lifetime appointments for the on the federal side and on the state side. Not only do you not have lifetime appointments, but get out, right? You actually can be sued. Make them have to spend money. Make them have to spend money. So I want to show you this because there are 9 Democrat-held House districts in Colorado where not one Republican stepped. They're basically running unopposed.
Completely unopposed.
9. Play it.
Colorado. We all say we want change. We complain about the direction that our state is going. But here's a hard truth. We have 9 Democratic seats that are going unchallenged. Like zilch, nobody is stepping up. Now, if we don't show up, we won't have a seat at the table. Not only will they be the supermajority, it's going to be a total collapse. So what does that mean for us? We'll be the super minority and we will not have a voice at the table and we will be silenced for years. And guys, you can't win the fight that you don't show up for. Are these races going to be tough? Abso-frickin-lutely. We need people who are not scared to step up. We need candidates that are willing to show up for these districts, and we have till September 4th to fill these vacancies. You all can't just sit on the sidelines and hope that someone else is going to do it. Now guys, if you're waiting for a sign, this video right here is it. Step into the arena. Colorado needs you. Your district needs you. I'll include the district numbers down here in my captions, and God bless.
Can't say it any better than that. Can't really add to it.
So
this has been a problem for a while, and you've got these.
Nobody wants to be a part of the Republican Party because they're just they're a bunch. They're just not. I mean, come on, man.
Maybe, but you can't
did
really
the whole
blame
race
it on that.
They did the whole race. Let's just talk about the race for the Colorado Secretary of State. They did it with proxies. They literally loaded up proxies on people that were volunteers. James, they were volunteers. They weren't voting members that had 4 other proxies. They went out and found Tom, Dick, and Harry in their house and said, "Come with me. I want you to come over to Montrose, 3 hours away, and I want you to vote for this candidate with these And you didn't even, I mean, it's not a real race. It's not a real, everything is fixed. It's either fixed at the national level, it's fixed at the state level. Everyone's too busy fighting everyone else because you have weak people that are in those positions.
Which is all the more reason to actually step in instead of throwing your hand in the air, though, Joe. My only counter to that is it's not that I disagree with the egregious
I'm just telling you. I mean, it's
effort to undermine the whole system. But the problem is this: the midterms are going to happen. There is not going to be some hopium thing where he's going to do this emergency declaration.
I agree with you.
Move it to June. Number one, he can't do that, right? It's going to play right into the left's hands that he's a king, he's a this, he's a that, so he's not going to do that. He's done everything that he possibly can to set this thing up and give them the opportunity to do exactly what they want, which is the right thing. In the meantime, it doesn't really matter how frustrated you are. That woman is completely correct. You could sit there, well, fuck it, excuse my language. Screw it. It's all cheating and we're not going to do it. You still have to show up and fight. That's the only leg we have to stand on when cheating does happen. Because if no one shows up, then it'll be like, well, then that's what you wanted. It's either that or what do you suggest? Everybody's going to vote for the center or some independent that's possible. But if you actually want a constitutional republic, I understand the naivety of saying that out loud. I'm specifically aware of all kinds of cheating and how they do it, who they're doing it through, no different than, same as you, same as most people watching. I mean, if they're watching you, they're probably read in just the same. But if we just sit there,
I don't know. I got some
screw it. I'm not going to do anything. Then there's zero path forward whatsoever. So someone has to step in. Otherwise, you're going, all right, I'm going to give up. I'm going to give it up. Then screw it. They can have it. Then you get what you ask for. You definitely get what you don't fight for. I mean, I've seen it. I saw what happened with you. I know. I get it.
Listen, the best part of that is that the Republican Party then seethes on itself and gets rid of good Republicans by saying you're not allowed to have an opinion. You have to vote for the candidate we have for governor. They supported everyone downstream. I mean, Hugo Chavez, Hugo.
Right, but if you're speaking to citizens, just voting citizens, they can vote for whoever they want.
But he doesn't have to vote for the.
Let's take him out of the mix. The problem with the state right now is the House. We need Republicans in the House. Otherwise, they're going to have a supermajority, which they're that close to.
Yeah,
they're going to be writing legislation with the LGBTQ.
I think the
legislative caucus at 3:00 in the morning, and they'll give it to Weiser.
Okay. So here's what I know about Colorado. 71% of Colorado people lean to the right. Not 71%.
Well, then they can vote for whoever they want. But it's down ballot that's the biggest focus as far as the state is concerned. We can't do anything if we don't have a body in the House.
Well, listen, we have the ability to capture all of this if you had free and fair elections. But the reality of it is you have leaders that are already in positions of power and authority that are there, that are feckless.
So what's your...
They're terrible.
And I understand that, and I've heard it, but what's the solution? What's the way out of that?
I mean, at this point, I think that President Trump has to do what is necessary. And I agree, you got to put people in these positions that are, that are Republicans. But the reason why they're not there, if you don't address the reason, you can say all you want, hey, hold your nose and deal with the leadership there, all you want. You can say that. But nobody has an appetite to hang out with drebs of society that walk around telling you how authoritative they are, right? Just because they're the president or vice, whatever it is, of the District 35 Republican Party. You have to address the elephant in the room. You can still get people to vote, do it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I know of a few people that live in House District 42. I'll get somebody to get in there. So if you're in Colorado, by the way, and you're in House District 7, 10, 11, 23, 28, 35, 38, 41, 42, or 52, those are the actual House districts in Colorado for the Colorado House that have no Republican that could run. None.
None. The other two, like 7 has a libertarian. All right, sure. The other one has center party and unaffiliated in a libertarian. And 23 has libertarian, but all the other ones have 0 Republican representation. And I don't want to get into the flavors of Republican either.
I think you just have to vote for anyone that's not a Democrat. So just go. If you don't want to be a Republican, just go run for one of these others. And then your campaign is, I can't suck any less than the Democrats and the Republicans have in Colorado. Is that not? Am I allowed to say that? Okay, that was a real thing.
They haven't been great. I mean, we definitely know one side has definitely not been great. The other one has been diluted to such a point where they're just as un-American.
I was talking through the whys, and we're not allowed to actually have a conversation about what the truth is. We walk past it like the big elephant in the room, and that is stolen elections. When you take away the voice of the people and then put millstones on the chest of Americans, this is what you get. You get failed policy. I want to show you what that failed policy looks like in Denver. This is what it looks like.
You guys want to see the reality of Denver's drug problem? Look how casual and how bad this is. That's meth pipe. That's a lighter. Everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Denver County.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just in Denver County. I don't mean to say it that way, but that's when you have an evil, maniacal group of leaders that just want those people to die.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want anybody to die. I want to I don't want to have selective humanity.
That's somebody's son.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we don't have just failed policies. We have an open door to drug abuse and pornography and trafficking of children. And I mean, I go down and grooming of kids inside of schools that create mental illness. And then you have psychotropic drugs. And I mean, just imagine the number of things. Kids literally had no opportunity to survive anything if their parents trusted the government. If you trusted the government over the last 20 years, there's a high probability that your kids are drug addicts, radically left, mentally ill, or a sicko. Am I wrong?
No.
And here's an interview from CBS about an immigrant who was weirdly deported to the wrong country. Play it.
Y Yasmani, no pueden salir de ese edificio. You cannot leave that building.
No, con el oficial solamente, aquí afuera. Porque ya se llevaron a él a Daniel.
Wow.
Nos tienen aquí detenidos en un centro. No podemos salir, no tenemos documentos, sufriendo por nuestra familia.
We're suffering. Yeah,
no
you read it.
conocemos, otra cultura. Hay mucha violencia aquí en la calle, no podemos salir.
Los Estados Unidos nunca te avisó que te iban a deportar a África. The U.S. never gave you notice that you were getting sent to Africa.
No, a las 5 horas en el avión fue que vine a enterarme que veníamos a África.
Were you deported because of a criminal record?
Yo no tengo ningún antecedente criminal, solo de infracciones de tránsito.
Where are the other deportees from?
Nepal,
Nepal, Vietnam, Cuba, Ecuador, Honduras,
y África.
And Africa.
Y Rusia.
And Russia too. Pero ninguno de ustedes es de ese país. None of you are from that country.
Such a lie.
Ninguno somos de este país.
None. Están atrapados. You're stuck.
Estamos atrapados en este edificio.
Y en África. And in Africa.
Y en África, en otro continente que no conocemos. Y este es un país bien violento, que lo he buscado en YouTube. Puede ser que nos vean sin documento y nos pueden matar, nos pueden arrestar como le pasó al compañero Daniel ayer.
Okay, so just so you know, it's a continent, Africa.
It is.
Okay.
Many countries on that continent.
And he just said that he's in the country of Africa on a different continent.
So who put that out? I want to take a guess.
A person that basically is retarded that used to work for USAID.
Okay. That makes sense. That sounds like that. Isn't there a bit of a background behind this gentleman? Wasn't he given some options?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, and I mean, but he definitely is.
And he refused.
He definitely is gay too. Either that, or somebody gave him a helium balloon before he got on.
As I understand it, he was given the option to go back to his home country, refused.
Yeah.
With money, or a country of his choosing.
Yeah, and he chose Africa.
No, he didn't choose anything, right? So he didn't choose anything.
He chose Africa.
And they sent
some country in Africa.
All right.
And it's very violent here. And I'm thinking to myself, Africa, it's like it's violent in New York City. I mean, the guy literally came from Honduras or one of those countries. Those are violent countries. Those are violent countries. And you're going to a country in Africa, you think...
I don't know that he picked that. I thought, as I understand it, I don't have a source in front of me, right? But as I understand it, he was given an option to go back to his country, said no.
Yes.
Then a country of his choice, $2,500, and he refused all. And they said, okay.
Here you go, and you're going to go to Africa.
And that's when he goes, did they tell you where? Like, no, because you just refused to go back. And this numbnuts is going to go like,
But he's also lying. He's also lying. He said he didn't have a criminal history. He does.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can. You're
4 crimes.
You're saying that he would lie about that?
He's lying about it. Oh, yeah, and have you have a criminal history? No, he said criminal convictions. No, you were charged with 4 crimes. 4 crimes. He was charged with 4 crimes. And then they're like, get out. And they had him dead to rights. And they're like, get out. He's like, no, I've never been convicted of a crime. No, that's because they kicked your ass out. They said, get out. Go to the country of Africa. I still can't get over that part. Okay, so we do have some wins. You know, some wins? We had some wins.
Yeah, a few.
What was the big win yesterday?
SCOTUS?
Yeah.
SCOTUS was a win. I enjoyed the dissenting opinions.
Are we going to read those?
I don't have. I have them.
We should read those.
Get
me the dissenting, because
I have
Kanawani Ugajuga Brown Jackson. Did I say that all right?
Ketanji Jackson Brown, I believe. That's how she prayed.
Supreme Court lifted a court block on President Trump's mail-in ballot order in a 6-3 vote. Catatonic Brown Jackson is mad, dissenting the states won't be able to reverse the rules in time for midterms, securing our elections. So here's the great part of this. By the way, Patrick, can you give me a couple of ibuprofen, please? Like a packet of 2 for it. Let me just, you want to go through what it did? It did a lot of things.
So her opinion, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson accused the majority of taking its eye off the ball, thus missing the government's actual objective to secure our imprimatur for its effort to foment chaos ahead of the November elections.
So what she's basically doing is she's calling President Trump the bad guy.
Yes, because he's actually the one, by trying to secure the election or put everybody on notice, that he's fomenting chaos. So every time they say something, they're actually doing it.
She's a retard.
Well, she is.
She's not that bright.
She didn't
know what a woman was.
She didn't write that. She doesn't know that word. She doesn't know that word.
No, absolutely not.
She didn't write that, but that's her. All
right, so
dissenting opinion.
Let me just talk about what did happen and what didn't happen, because this is super important. The ruling did, by 6-3 vote, that the Supreme Court lifted one of the 2 federal injunctions blocking Trump's mail-in ballot executive order. And here's what it specifically lifted. It lifted the injunction from U.S. District Judge Indira Talwani that had blocked the executive order in 24 jurisdictions, 23 states plus DC. So it clears the way for DHS to move forward on building lists of state residents to check voter eligibility and citizenship. So it did that. Now, let me tell you what it didn't do. A second broader injunction that Tawani issued on August 11th extended the block nationwide to all 50 states, remains in effect. Because the nationwide injunction stands, Postal Service's new mail-in ballot rules are still not enforceable anywhere, even though the USPS has finalized them. So the net effect is almost nothing in the executive order can actually be implemented in practice before the ruling is followed by further litigation. Now, let me just talk about how they framed it. So this is really important because everyone's like, we have a huge win. Now, it wasn't a win. It wasn't a win, okay? It wasn't a win because what they did is they jumped over the little bunny hop deal in order to hit the wall. And the wall is that even if you live one injunction, you should have addressed the other one. This is why I tell you that the Republicans are in on it. They're in on it. They're in on it too. So the court framed it as an emergency shadow docket stay, not a ruling on the merits. The court did not decide whether the executive order was constitutional or lawful. They didn't decide that. And by not doing that, they basically kicked the can, right? Again, they kicked the can. So the majority of the state's challenge to some provisions wasn't yet right because those parts of the order have not been implemented. So we want you to know that every time we jump one thing, we have to jump through 8 more hoops. That's how you know that it's not legitimate, that what they're doing is designed to just create a slave trade with the people of our country. So the majority also added a caveat, which we have to, that lifting the injunction does not mean that by any measure taken by the government or implement the order will necessarily be lawful, leaving the door open for future challenges. Because God forbid you actually put it to rest and say only people who are good should be able to vote. Okay? So here's what happened next. States and voting right groups are going to go back to court as quickly as possible and add more litigation. Okay? And so that'll happen in the next couple of weeks. And then once USPS has their ballot rules are formally published, states can mount legal challenges to that one piece. Practically, most observers, this is what we think is going to happen next. Expect the legal fight to keep grinding through the fall with a real problem on whether or not this will go into effect in November. Okay. Now, I have this cut for the news report of Jackson's dissent. I think we should play it.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's dissent in this decision. She writes in part, quote, when the government's obvious goal is to interfere with the plaintiff state's practices and prerogatives in a manner that the Constitution does not authorize, it is both a serious legal error and a grave misuse of our equitable emergency powers to let the executive proceed even one step further. Carrie, got about 30 seconds left. Final word to you.
Unfortunately, Justice Jackson seems to be prejudging this case, as it is her pattern a little bit with this administration. I think she needs to give the president the benefit of the doubt. He is our chief executive, and she needs to treat him with the respect that a president deserves, and not jump out ahead and try to become an imperial judiciary, trying to do what she thinks rather than allowing our elected president to do his job.
She also called the majority's order the Kafkaesque nightmare that our precedents have been steadily creating for certain plaintiffs who seek to bring election-related challenges. So one side's going, well, it's a little too early because, you can't just say that there's a problem, even though everybody knows that there's a problem.
Again, we're going to gaslight the American people.
Well, you gotta wait until we've actually committed the crime so we can litigate, and then even the majority even said that this may even come too early, like to actually implement. So they're
too late.
They're even saying too early as well. They're siding with that as well. That was their little caveat. Like, though we're going to push this through, we don't completely disagree with, but here's the thing. All he's trying to do is establish fair elections, right? He's just taken a variable to try to make it so that
Yeah, I think that's my issue. I mean, I think that's my issue is that
dead people and illegal aliens can't vote.
We have made it so difficult for the American people to get relief. I mean, think about just the amount. This is what happens in every court. The courts are allowed to string people along and basically run out the clock.
Oh yeah, that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be too late for us to authorize the order.
It's pretty crazy stuff. All right, so I want to show you this. President Trump did do something else. Go ahead, play it. For those of you that missed it, that's Lake America that used to be called Lake Ontario. I don't.
Well, you know, we're facing the backlash of Canada's tariffs, reciprocal tariffs, which I believe account for about $14.
You know, this is what I get to when I start talking about punishing and demoralizing. And I talked about it this morning with a group that has had huge success on the American First side, that is now in 10 states pretty firmly, is able to go create policy changes in those states, and they're moving into other states very quickly. And so we wanted to have a conversation on whether Colorado would be a good state for that. And so I said, okay, well, let's have the conversation. So we did. We sat down and talked about it. And one of the things that I said is, listen, the demoralization of the American people, the generational American people, like 3, 4, 5, 10 generations, more than two, more than three, people that go back in time. There's real sacrifices made by those families. People that died in combat, that went in World War II, World War I, Korean War, Vietnam War, the Iraq wars, depending on which side you're in. But there was an immense amount of sacrifice that came with those. And what they've done is demoralized those people, Americans, and replaced them with people like Kunjani Brown, who's not an American. She's came here off a boat, you know, basically parents had her here, and now I can be a Supreme Court justice. We are walking past the American people and the idea and the ethos of the American people, and we are handing opportunity to people that are not only controlled, but they're grossly negligent in their duties to protect the American
100%
ideal. And in California, it's gotten really bad. And I said that and the woman that we met with this morning said, hey, there's more Republicans in California than any other state. Total. I said, well, Colorado is a Republican state, 71% lean right.
Yeah. And
they're like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I know data-wise they lean right. And so the voting systems, that's how you know that people are, anyone that's in data can read data in such a way to know that the Overton window, if you leave it alone, do people are right or left, ideologically? And that you can use things like abortion a little bit, but there are right-leaning pro-choice people, right? There are. Sorry, there are. I'm not one of them, but there are. So you have to look at the window from the standpoint of, are they fiscally responsible, constitutionally centered, things like that. 71% lean right. Not what they tell us. But in California, they face the same problem. But because the elections have been stolen so thoroughly across the country, I mean, and I'm not talking about a little bit of stealing, but they've stolen things down to the town councils, the county clerks, you name it.
Where the rubber meets the road. That's
and because you can't see to the bottom of the deal, you can't tell where the mail-in ballots came from, or what database they used, or whether or not they manufactured them out of thin air, because the system is a trust us bro system. Well, they just in California, they passed in a law what's called the Stop Nick Shirley Act.
Oh yeah.
This is an act that says that it is illegal now to uncover fraud inside of the state of California. Let me say it again. It makes it illegal for you to go out and find fraud and hold your government accountable. Play it.
This should come as no surprise, but Gavin Newsom has officially signed into law the Stop Nick Shirley Act. Now, the official title of this bill is called AB 2624, and it's made to protect immigration support service providers. So I exposed the fraud, and Gavin Newsom said, there is no fraud in California. I said, well, there might be some. The Attorney General Rob Bonta said, there is some fraud, but we're on top of it. But then his wife was said, hey, it's a crime now to look into fraud inside of California, because she's the one who authored this bill, AB 2624. So what is an immigration support service provider? Well, an immigration support provider literally means quite literally anything that provides support towards immigrants. So that could be legal representation, legal assistance, case management, translation services, or even healthcare. And the co-sponsor of this bill is called CHRLA. Now, CHRLA received over $80 million in taxpayer dollars for immigrants, and that includes illegal immigrants as well. So do you remember the hospices or the Leering centers in Minnesota? For instance, this hospice, Holly, Angels of Hospice, they couldn't even spell holy, right? Well, today, for instance, Holly Trinity, another one of this guy's hospices, this guy got caught for over $27 million in fraud. Now, underneath this new law, if this immigration support service provider who provides services to immigrants gives me a piece of paper, a written demand to a person, business, or association to not publicly post or publicly display, I could not post my video of me exposing the hospice. But I say screw it, and I post the video anyways, I'll get a $4,000 fine. And not only that, I'll also have to pay for the attorney fees of the immigration support service provider as well. Now they're saying, well, it's only if it causes fear, if it causes someone to be threatened. Well, if I go expose a fraudster, are they going to be fearful that their fraud is going to be caught and they're going to get prosecuted? Of course. I'm just one man out here trying to teach the world how to leer a little bit here and there, and now they're coming after our First Amendment. So this Wednesday, we're not going to be quiet. We're actually going to do something about this. We'll be at the Capitol on Wednesday. I'll be speaking and a few other people as well, like Steve Hilton, Michael Gates, the Senator Tony Strickland at 11 a.m. So come and show up. When I met Elon Musk, he told me something interesting. He said, well, the left protests because they don't have jobs, so they can attend all these protests. The right, on the other hand, or people with common sense, a lot of times they have jobs and they feel like their way of being productive is by going out and actually working. But if we don't actually stand up, we'll actually lose everything. Because think about it, if they're willing to openly violate our First Amendment and the freedom of press, imagine what they're going to do next. And the crazy thing is, this isn't even some conspiracy theory, this is legit. Underneath this new law, it says someone may make a written demand to a person, business, or association to not publicly post or publicly display. That is a complete violation of the First Amendment. I hope to see you guys all there, Sacramento at 11 a.m. Share this around.
You're not allowed to uncover fraud. Oh, and they passed it into law. But here's the worst part about all of it. This is common sense. Like, we're having a conversation about common sense.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation about stealing Americans. How many of you don't have the ability to meet your obligations with your bills? How many of you are in debt? How many of you own more or have more in debt than you do in cash? And these people get to take 56 cents on every dollar, stuff their faces with it, and then they get to then charge you $4,000 and make you pay their legal bills if you come to them and say, hey, I know that you're fraudulent, when they're fraudulent. And then they get to basically take even more from you. That's what we're dealing with. Right?
Well, while Congress passes, what is it, $14.3 trillion to NGOs, right? That's part of the debt.
Why do we give them anything? Why do we give them anything?
They just keep kind of printing it, right? I mean, it gets a little bit more complex when you start getting into the bond market, but it's kind of the same idea, promissory notes. They, and then tax and continue the tax. I mean, we've got a sweet, sweet bill coming down Colorado as well to continue to raise taxes, because everybody's going to agree with that. It's not so much that
nobody's going to agree with it.
Of course not, but apparently we're going to vote for it, right?
Yeah, we're going to vote for it.
We're all simultaneously going to disagree on almost everything organically, but we're all going to agree to finally do that.
Yeah.
They just don't want us to have it. It's not that they need it.
No, they want to give it to their friends, and they want to make themselves filthy rich by basically taking from the American people and proving that we're slaves. So I want to show you this. This is, and New York had a new law that went into effect as well. And let me after after hearing this, I want you to tell me whether or not you think that New York is going to be safer as a result. Play it.
And we will not sit idly by when ICE commits atrocities on our streets. We will not allow local cops to be diverted as ICE agents to conduct civil immigration enforcement. To keep crime down, as we have been doing, we need local police focused on thwarting local crimes. Local police, local crimes. Not conducting civil immigration enforcement, not chasing Stephen Miller's inane deportation quotas. And that's why this year I championed a new law banning agreements between local law enforcement and ICE. Today, that law becomes enforceable. That means starting today, ICE can no longer use locally funded police to carry out the Trump administration's aggressive immigration agenda. Local cops cannot be ordered to aid and abet an out-of-control agency with an $85 billion budget. Local cops can no longer be deputized to participate in disorderly raids that too often descend into chaos and violence. As I said at the top, local police will assist ICE only if a real crime has been committed. But on civil immigration matters, ICE is on their own. Let me be clear. Any police department or sheriff's office that disobeys this law, that maintains any agreement with ICE, will face legal action.
That woman's demonic.
Absolutely, 100%. So who's the cause of most of the crime in New York City, I think?
Illegals.
Ah.
I mean, illegals and immigrants, right? I mean, that's...
So, well, she keeps local crime because it's Americans that are committing all the crime, right?
This is a problem.
So
and if you think that's bad...
It's not going to stop them from marshaling people. That can't actually stop that. So there's always a way.
So we just went through Minnesota. We went through what's happening in California. Let's look at, by the way, this is what happens when elections are stolen. Here's what's happening in Minnesota.
We've had gangs coming to the Minnesota State Fair for 30, 40 years. But they've always agreed the fair is neutral ground. And let's all go have fun and respect the fairgrounds. We've had Hell's Outcast, Hell's Angels here. The Hell's Outcast used to hang by the pickle stand. I've been here for many, many years, but we've never had threats of violence like we're having from the Somali gangs. Well, we will have Karen gangs, we'll have some Hmong gangs here, we'll have some extremists on the right here. But none of them are promising chaos except for the Somali gangs. We sent 233 letters to kids that we know have had association with some of the other gang members. And really, it's a warning letter.
I'm going to send you a warning letter because you're a gang member with the Somalis. Don't have violence at the fair.
You know. Hey,
I can't, man. I can't even get mad anymore. It's absurd.
Sternly written letter.
And everyone wants to talk about this as this is normal. Like this is normal behavior.
Why are they here, Joe? Why are they here?
I don't know, because the Bok Bok bus broke down. They had to bring over the Bok Bok. No?
Right.
Okay.
Why?
So
why is it a problem?
Hold on, I got more for you. I have more of the absurd. I feel like Tuesday is Absurdity Tuesday.
Yeah. It used to be Taco Tuesday, but when days were simpler.
What if I told you that the Girl Scouts of America has a new edition? What would you say about that?
I would not be.
The Girl Scouts of America offers the Muslim badges to be earned by learning pillars of Islam, visiting mosques.
Of course. and
Hold on a second. They don't have a merit badge. Actually, I need to ask Siri this. Can somebody find that out for me?
Where's the badge?
Does the Girl Scouts of America have a Christian merit badge?
No.
Next thing you know, they'll have the Satan merit badge. That'll be next. Okay. Yeah, we'll have the merit badge for Satan.
There it is.
Yeah, is it? You got it? Okay. So the Girl Scouts of America are now going to give Muslim badges just for learning the pillars of Islam. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Mm.
Why are we doing this? Why are we abandoning America? Why are we allowing this to happen? Why are we allowing them to steal elections and lie to us?
It's a slow infiltration. I mean, you've got.
It's not slow though. The shit is like turned
Well, now
up
it's
on,
speeding
yeah.
up. I mean, you got Massachusetts Senate that just put out Senate Bill 2134, promoting the civil rights and inclusion of American Muslims in the Commonwealth, which really just means in leadership positions.
It's just bullshit. Just whatever.
Michigan.
And it gets worse, right? If you didn't think that you were a slave and you've been let by the side of the road as an American, I'm here to tell you you have. Solomon Oliver, this is a Clinton-appointed judge, has blocked an Ohio law requiring proof of citizenship for voter registration just before the midterms. So you got, I don't even know what you want to call this guy. So you have, these are activist judges. Bukele said it very clearly. If you don't get rid of activist judges, you literally have lost your country.
Well, you've got communists that are ushering in Muslim leadership, not realizing that they'll be the first ones thrown off the roof.
So this is where I'm going to take you, right? So now I want to show you something because I think it's important. And this is, let me see if I can send it over to you. Whoops. Let me forward this over to you. Go ahead and pull this and put that up if you can too. So I personally don't believe that we're going to be able to vote our way out of this. Do you?
My pause is this. I don't disagree with that. I really hope that that's not the case.
Okay.
Right?
Hold on a second. Hold on. Time out. Because I haven't gotten to the why yet.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to the why.
Go.
I'm going to show you a video and I'm going to tell you why I'm asking this question. I set you up, just so you know.
Sure.
Wondering why I set you up? Hold on a second. Let me do this really quick for you. Just yeah, just so you know, James answered that question the right way. He come on in. 10-4 out. He said that we are not going to get out of this except for we're not going to be able to vote our way out of it. Yeah, so I have set him up. He is now a domestic terrorist. He has committed sedition. 10-4 now. Go ahead and break down the door. Okay, so you're going to go to prison. Just for first edition.
Great.
I didn't ask you why. But let me tell you why I don't think we can vote ourselves out.
Yeah, go.
You cannot vote yourself out of fraudulent elections. If we had free and fair elections, if we had an election that actually was real, if it was legitimate and real, we would be able to vote our way out of this.
Completely
if we
agree.
were able to get rid of activist judges and identify and fix immunity issues with the judiciary. In other words, I should be able to sue the pants off of a judge for violating the law. I should. And by the way, we should set up a separate way that you can go through where judges can't scratch their own backs, right? Where citizens are able to step into those positions and or fast track it to a place where you can have justice, true justice happen, right? I think that mechanism could work, okay? But in its current state, we are being forced as Americans to be slaves or to fight. And you have a guy named John Nance, who was an FBI guy who spent a bunch of time over the last couple of weeks with Kardashian Patel, that is saying that your ability to say that makes you a seditious conspirator against the American government.
Mm.
Now, I want to separate the American government from the American people. When the apparatus becomes so strong, when it becomes so defined as anyone becomes the enemy, that's not a government anymore. That's a slave master.
It's been that way since
decades.
Just 1871. Well,
Decades.
shit, since the Civil War, we fought a war over slavery to just, okay, then you're all slaves.
Yeah. Well, and we let it happen. And we took away the ability for our children to understand civics. We took away the ability, and we put positions and people in power. And it's a learned thing. So over time, they learned there's no accountability. It's a self-perpetuating, self-serving environment. It's a self-licking ice cream cone.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to defend the system while we destroy the American people, the American ideal. That's what's happened. want you to listen to this. Go ahead, play it.
On X. I mean, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram too, LinkedIn also, but from my perspective, I think it's primarily on X where I really see that information type stuff happening. So I think the Bureau is trying to do that. Now, are you asking me, do I think there are open investigations on individuals or whatever? I would hope so. I would hope so for particular individuals, but those would be very sensitive cases, what are termed SIM cases, a sensitive investigative matter. That's not exactly a classification. It's kind of a handling instruction. So those things are kept very, very close hold. So I think there are people out there that are actually seditious. And I've used this phrase before. If you hear somebody say, we can't vote our way out of this, okay, that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is that's a technique.
Demoralization.
Yes, it's stochastic terrorism. It's a stochastic terrorism technique. And what it's designed to do is eliminate the logical objections to political violence, right? I mean, what's being left unsaid if you say we can't vote our way out of this? What's the alternative, right? It's political violence. Well, the individuals that are involved in that are seditious. And frankly, I mean, if I was running the Bureau's counterintelligence program, I'd be really interested in what those people were doing in their association. I'd love to see a link chart.
I would too.
That's one of the things, that I miss about being, in the Bureau. The Bureau is really good at that stuff. And I don't want to get into too much detail, but a link chart with regard to some of these people would be fascinating to see. So, I think that the Bureau in particular is trying to do some things. I can't really speak to, what DHS may be doing or Secret Service or Marshal Service. They're just not in that sphere. I mean, that's typical.
I think James is. You've lost your tongue. Are you afraid that they might break down the door?
Not even fucking little bit.
He's a little bit. He's trying to move. He's moving towards the door. Moving towards the door.
You can't win in my other bit, right? Wasn't about that. It was about that doesn't mean that people don't just give up now. You can't just give up. It doesn't matter if you're hopeless about it. You still have to try to vote.
Yeah.
So the reason why I was saying that was not to advocate for no, throw your hands up in the air. But I like his little description of that. I'm aware of that.
Huh.
You can't vote yourself out of this particular system without drastic change.
Right.
Drastic. And as you pointed out before, and it's been pointed out, so we're running people against people that aren't even legitimately put in already.
Yeah, but hold on. John Nance didn't say that. He said that we've become conspiratorial by saying you can't vote yourself out of it when you don't have free and fair elections. Now,
right.
By the way, this guy is a zero. He was fired from his job. He was he kept getting moved around the FBI. He's known as a person that is super
He's clearly
lazy,
causing shit right there.
right? And no matter who you talk to that had worked with the guy, he's about as dumb as a rock. Now, I happen to talk to someone who used to work with this man, worked underneath this man, right? And he's like, yeah, this guy is a retard. I mean, that's what he said. He's a retard.
Gaslight.
Yeah. But here's his deal. So he's been out of the FBI. He's been just desperate to be someone.
Oh, he's trying to just
right?
stay.
Desperate. And frankly, he's really big on X. He's got 7,000 people. He's done 57,000 posts. And he has about 7,000 people that follow him. And he's a town hall
he wants to stay relevant. And by gaslighting, he's putting his resume out there like, hey, hire me. I'll do it. I'll go. I'll do the thing. I'll take everybody's frustration with the system. He is compulsive.
It says compulsive. So there is some stuff that is compulsive about him. right? And he's a literateur.
Isaiah 118. What is that? Which I can't. I haven't memorized, but I'd be interested. That's an interesting thing.
Bro, it gets.
See, Mr. Nance.
It gets crazy. The whole thing gets crazy.
Well, I mean, you see the apparatus. You still got people trying to start shit because people are frustrated with it clearly. No matter what you knew about the data for now, what, 6, 7 years, you see it in the grass. The American people see it in the grass, but now they're going to be able to identify people as, well, yet a new term, right?
So this is interesting about Isaiah 118, right? Now that I know what you're talking about. So this is I'm just going to call it from the Old Testament. That's all I'm going to say. And it says where he talks about God invites the people of Israel to reason with him. So he offered them forgiveness regardless of their sins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll read it to you. Come now and let us settle the matter, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be white as snow. Through they are red as crimson, they shall be like wool.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if you get as much out of this as I do talking about this. This is like therapy for me.
What?
And
The
for
Bible?
people, no, just talking about the fact that there are lots of people out there that believe that there's a chosen. You have people like what's the guy's name? The guy that looks like a gerbil. He's a Republican senator from Texas. Looks like a gerbil. I'm picturing him. Looks like a gerbil. Huh? No. Looks like a gerbil. He looks like a rat. Ha! There you go.
Oh.
He's super smart, Cruz. He does look like a gerbil, though. I mean, doesn't he?
I wouldn't say that he's, well, you define smart how you like.
All right. So he said that God says you have to bless, that those that bless Israel are blessed. And I believe that Jesus came and corrected the record, and he said, I'm here to reinforce it. But he said, you cannot come to the Father except through him.
Amen.
Now, Jesus said that. He said, you can't come to the Father except through him. Now, was that a curse? Was that a curse, or was that if you don't accept me, you can't get to the Father. You can't get to the presence of the Father. Now, there's a lot of questions that we have, but that one's pretty clear.
Define what Israel is.
Well, that gets into a different problem.
Is it a place?
No, it's not. And then that's the other part that Ted Cruz said that I find disturbing. And that is that Israel is a place that was built in 1947 by the Rockefellers, or the Rothschilds, sorry. And somewhere along the line, that became the thing that the American people have been pushed to say that you have to support. Look, the ADL and what do they call it? The all dummy coalition, or whatever they call it, of people that literally sit around and seethe on each other and drool and call everybody anti-Semites. I just want to say this directly to you for the ADL. Go fuck yourself. Okay? Yeah, you little midget. All you people have done is create, just like the SPLC, is create divides and use dog whistles as beating sticks. And here's the thing. None of my Jewish friends believe you. None of them like you. None of the people over in Israel think you're nothing but a bunch of whiny little bitches. I'm sorry, but that's the reality.
It's totally the reality.
It is the reality. They feel like they've been held hostage too, number one. Right? Just kind of like the people in the fishbowl over in Ukraine that are running away and being snapped up and thrown in the back of a truck and used for cannon fodder on the front lines of Ukraine while they lie and say Russia's losing the battle. Russia is operating with restraint. It could run through Ukraine without even closing their eyes. These organizations stand up perversion. They stand up this idea that you could turn a man into a woman. They stand up these organizations. They're all connected. And I want to point something else. If you're black out there, the Anti-Defamation League is designed to destroy you. Like, they hate you. If you are Asian out there, the Anti-Defamation League hates you. If you are Hispanic out there, the Anti-Defamation League hates you. If you are white out there, the Anti-Defamation League not only hates you, but they want to destroy you. They hate you. They hate you. Now, they stand up on their thing and they talk about the fact that they're here for justice and they want to do something for you. They are literally trying to do everything they can to destroy your community. Destroy it.
And sow division on the way.
And sow division on the way. And if I'm wrong, tell me what they have done other than every single time you go to stand up, they have called you, if you stand up on the wrong side of whatever they say, that, you know, a woman can be a unicorn and a man can chop his wiener off and become a woman. I mean, look, all that stuff happens, right? What have they done to make communities better? Give more opportunity. I'll wait. Oh, that's right. Nothing. And here's the bad part about all of it. There's the haves and the have-nots, and it has nothing to do with being Jewish. Jewish people are literally held hostage. Real Jews, right? Samaritans. Those are the real Jews. There's about 2,000 of them that still live. Everyone else is an Israelite, and they're held hostage too. And you got the Khazarians, and you got the ones that come from Ukraine that are the Azov battalion Nazis that then are calling other people Nazis. It's like a real crazy thing. You got the Steve, what's his name? Advisor to the president.
Information warfare, man.
Stephen Miller. That's a real dude. I like Stephen Miller.
He's a good guy.
He doesn't even have to agree with everything that I'm saying. I still like Stephen Miller. Now, they call him a sellout Jew, which is crazy. Right, here's a guy that literally stands up for everybody, right?
Eloquently.
Well. And he kind of just lays it out. He puts his wiener on the uncircumcised wiener on the table. I'd be a little funny.
Gratuitous.
Yeah. I mean, look, he comes out and he's like, look, this is how it is. As a matter of fact. But then they don't like him either. And then you have these little groups, and
it's all information warfare. It's all it is. Just to sow confusion and division.
Yeah.
It's a big apparatus.
Oh, I got to read some of these comments. I mean, there's let me go to Pill too. I'm going to go to pill.net. Boop.net. Let's see what they got to say over there. You tell me what you see.
We got Gammy Sparkles.
You got Gammy talking?
Gammy's talking.
Okay. Let's see here. Talking about the parents of the cookie stands now. Okay, absolutely talking to the parents at the cookie stand now. Yes, you better. That's a brilliant idea. I will never buy another Girl Scout cookie. Never. You'll never see me buy another Girl Scout cookie.
Should have stopped a couple decades ago.
Yeah. That's not very nice.
How about it at least a decade ago?
Yeah. You did?
Quite questionable ingredients, to say the very least.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I kind of like them. I can eat a whole thing.
I'm not saying they're not good.
Yeah.
Just saying some questionable ingredients in there. It's speculation. That could be conspiratorial. Excuse me.
So, Jeff says that come now and let us reason together.
Yeah, he put Isaiah 118 up. Thank you, Jeff.
Mod Trent says, hey, same thing with the Talmud and the Jesuit oath. I agree with that. As Christians, we need to shake the dust from our feet. I agree. There are 8 definitions of Israel. Give them to me. What are they, Jeff? You can't say that and not give them to me. Come on. Gammy thinks that I'm right. You know what JIRA means, right? J-I-R-A. You know what J-I-R-A means?
No, I can't see it either.
So Gammy Sparkle says, Jira, Jira, Jira. It's not laughing. Like, Jared. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. See it? It means Joe is right again.
Oh, Joe.
I just want everybody to know that
You got your own acronym.
I got my. They made it up for me. They made it up for me. And then Mark 6:11, and if any place will not welcome you or listen to you, leave your place and shake off their feet as a testimony against them. Yeah. So look, I know that I said a few choice words, and I don't regret it. I just want you to know I don't regret it. And Girl Scouts only make 5% of the sale in cookies, pretty sure. Yeah, but now they got to get a Muslim merit badge.
Well, and then it'll be halal brand Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. So you basically, in order to actually take over society, you have to demoralize them, and then you have to overrun them with nonsense. And then you have to pick which nonsense you're going to fight. What's that?
Take over the food.
Yeah, which is what they're doing right now, which is pretty harsh.
That's actually probably one of the more scary things. If anybody wants to do a little digging, look into halal food.
Jolt, your gut will not take the crap into cookies. Yes, it will, because I'll eat an entire thing. What are they called? Thin mints?
The Samoas or the Thin Mints?
I'll eat them all.
No. The Samoas, but they had to change the name because that was appropriation. And they had to call them something else, and now they can call them Samoas again.
All right. So I want to put this, I got to do this. Who did this?
Oh, the lady with the Nazi boyfriend that she was funneling money to all the.
Who's calling him an op? Wait, hold on a second. Time out.
I don't know.
He's calling, Kyle. So John Nance is calling Kyle an op.
Yeah,
which is not true. Look, Kyle is who Kyle is. Here we go, John Nance. Here's the op. Accelerationist post from Kyle Seraphin utilizing a stochastic terrorism technique. We aren't going to vote our way out of this. Designed to radicalize and incite unstable actors to commit political violence. You know what this means? This means, by the way, this means that you can't think for yourself because you're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to have your own opinion. This piece of shit thinks that somewhere along the line he's the arbiter of reality. Never accomplished anything in his life. Support and DMs from fired FBI applicant coordinator Steve Friend. Fired for making threats of violence against FBI Director Patel. Never happened. Ancillary support and DMs from neo-Nazi and close associate of Seraphin, Ryan Matta. The MSS, MOS, and SVR couldn't be more proud. Okay, so just so you know, John Nance, you're a piece of shit. You need to go work for the ADL, right? Go work for them. Go work for the SPLC. And more importantly, more importantly, you're sitting here calling the guy that sacrificed. His wife was 8 months pregnant when he had to sell his house and move because he stood up for the American people. And you're saying, what have you ever stood up for, John Nance? What have you ever stood up for? Give me one thing that you stood up for. One thing. Can you give me one? Oh, that's right. You didn't stand up for anything. You threw your dog whistles, and not many people were watching it anyway. 3,000 people viewed it, probably because Kash Patel shared it. Or maybe his girlfriend, the country singing super sensation. Maybe she shared it for you. This is what happens when you have crappy people like this that want to attack and indict the character of Steve. Let me tell you this: Steve Friend has more integrity in his little pinky than you have and your entire family going back generations. And then they say something about the fact that he has it in the DMs. I have it in the DMs. This is a zero, man. This is zero. This is the problem. And that's terrorism. Say you can't vote your way out of it. You can't vote your way. Here, let me say it for the guys in the back of the room and for the retard John Nance. Ready? You can't vote yourself out of this because the elections are not legitimate. You stupid man. Okay, I said it. There you go. Done.
Good. Let out the steam.
I'll let it out. And then if you just want to know how bad the Anti-Defamation League is and the SPLC, and the ADL should be charged next. If you want to know how bad they are, look no further than one of the people that used to work for the ADL. She was the mysterious ringleader. She no-showed a court hearing on charges of funneling $1.2 million to white supremacist groups. This is a ringleader in the Southern Poverty Law Center. This is the ADL's sister company. They're together. If you go to the SPLC right now, you will see that Joe Oltmann is on the SPLC as a right-wing extremist. I just want you to know something. I'm honored to be on your site, but you guys are liars. I'm not even right-wing. Matter of fact, I'm slap dab in the middle. I want to do what's right by the American people, and I really don't care about anything other than restoring something to the people. See, unlike you retards at the ADL and others, the people have to decide which direction we go. The people do. It shouldn't be some guy in a room that goes out and buys ads and buys machines and to flip votes. That shouldn't be the one that does it. It should be the people.
Nor should there be parties. I mean, all the way to John Adams wanted nothing to do with that right out of the gate.
Yeah. She was really skinny too. Did you see that? Put that picture back up again. She's super skinny.
You know what that might be a product of?
She looks like she's only about 10 pounds higher than Ebony.
Girl Scout cookies. They're dangerous.
She ate these Girl Scout cookies. Teresa said she doesn't eat cookies of any kind. All right, that's probably a good thing. All right, I'll give you the final word. I've done enough. I've done enough damage. Prayer always comes eventually. Action has to come with prayer. Just don't be a retard and get set up by the Fed boys. The answer, Clatter, that is a pretty good point. I'll take that. Yeah. Oh, Jeff's mad. Body shaming much? Of course, Jeff. I was body shaming first. So there you go. All right. So what do you think?
I think I feel good.
Yeah?
Terrified.
Now you're worried that I called out the ADL. They might call you an anti-Semite now.
Uh-oh.
You're rubbing up against the.
I'm too close.
Jewish Christian. You might actually get something. Yeah. So the longer, so Patrick said something. So the longer it goes, the more people expose the side they play on. Team evil or team people. If you're on team people, man, I'm for you. If you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't care. You can call yourself a pink dinosaur with web feet. Don't care. But I do care that you actually do the right thing. Gammy, I thought Jira meant Joe is always right. Just right always. Yeah, Joe is right always. Yeah, that's right. No, it doesn't. It means Joe is right again. Sorry. Say it means something different? Okay. You want the final word?
I was going to do a prayer.
Well, you got to do the final word first.
I don't have too much of final word as much to say that, Americans don't give up. We can't give up the fight. We can't just not vote and go, go out anyway. Do it. Be an American. It doesn't matter how fraudulent. We all know how fraudulent they are. Is that going to get me in trouble?
No, but what do you mean by that?
I think we don't have a leg to stand on. We don't give our commander-in-chief much leg if the American people just walk away from it. What's there to do? What can someone outside of that do for you if you've decided to go?
Well, I think you have to make a decision that you're willing to stand up, right? Don't you?
Yes.
That I think is what I'm trying to get to, is that at some point you've got to be able to step back from the nonsense.
Well, that for sure, and get into the Bible. That'll help out. Trust the Lord. How's that for a final word? Trust the plan. Trust your Lord God.
Yeah, I think so. Let me ask you the question again. Do you think we'll be able to outvote the machines?
No, you can't outvote the machines.
Why not?
Because they're rigged already.
Yeah.
It's too late. Those algorithms will look so organic. It's going to be crazy. It doesn't, like the mail-in situation is a variable. It's important, but if we can't get into poll books, we can't change voter rolls, we can't prove that the people that are voting legitimately have a right to vote. No. Meanwhile, you're voting against people that weren't voted in the first place. So how far back does it get illegitimate, right? Until we go to the president in 2016, because the argument would be like, well, did they not rig it then? They just didn't rig it enough. They thought they had that by a landslide, and that was a gift from God. In the meantime, no, we can't have machines. We need hand-counted paper ballots, 1 day of voting. Now, we don't get that, right? What happens if we don't get that? Do we not show up?
Yeah, I think that people are demoralized to the point where they wouldn't show up, and I think that's the point of it.
Well, that's the plan, is to demoralize everybody. So does everybody give in and just stay there and go like, I got it?
Signal, guys, signal. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I have one more thing. that I want to do.
Not saying to drink the hopium and go like, eventually someone will take care of it. We're going to ultimately have to take care of it, whatever that means. But we have to be prepared in whatever that means. And the very least we can do is show up.
I don't care if it's copyrighted. That's not. What? Just play it and put us next to it.
Yep, Mark Cook. Yeah, we got Mark. Mark's good. Mark, Ed, and then there's Dr. Andrew.
Mark Cook's there? Where's he at?
No, Gammy had brought up Mark.
Oh.
So yeah, we've got a lot of guys meeting a lot of guys trying to get something done. I just think that there's a pickle at the end of the day. You have two kind of conversations like, well, he's going to have to do an emergency declaration. Blah, 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 blah. I was one also saying that. I would love that, right? But the optics, I don't think that that's really an option. That's just an opinion. I don't think that's an option. I think all he can do is lend a hand and say, look, I've given you every out in order to establish a legal way out, an actual law of the land legal way out. So, the reason why I say that, there's a lot of people going like, well, let's not support our candidates necessarily. Let's not go too hard. I don't really think that there's going to be a midterm. Well, I think those people are infiltrating just the same, or terribly misinformed, because he's not going to move. I'd be willing to take a bet he's not going to move the midterms off. That's not to say I wouldn't love it if he did, to actually establish clean voter rolls. And as a matter of fact, that should be every year you go in, you should have to be reapplied to the voter rolls, and they should be scraped after every single election, every single one. So, but that's me. Shit, I think we should go back to the days where it's not a secret ballot. You have to stand there in front of somebody and go, I'm James McAndrew. I vote from county, blah, 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 blah. I vote for so-and-so. That's how they used to be. So the secret ballot was a problem out of the gate. But here we are. And I'm pretty sure that those midterms are going to happen. So we still have to show up. If we don't show up, I understand. Well, we can't outvote the machines. Well, if they cheat this time, what then?
Well, you know that they're going to cheat. Right?
Absolutely.
You know that that's going to happen.
100%.
It's not even a matter of when it happens or if it happens, it's when.
It's that it will happen.
I think that's
I think some dominoes are set up that aren't terrible for us. And Nance can go Nance himself elsewhere. Because no one wants to see what happens after that. No one wants to see that. Nobody, capable or otherwise, wants to see that. What Mr. Nance is getting at.
Well, the bigger piece for that here, I just gave it to you guys, so you have it. All right. It should be popping up on your side here in a second. I've been stalling for a reason, just so you guys understand why I'm stalling. You got it? You guys got it? All right. What is this stuff? What's the Trust Us Pro stuff? What's happening? You guys got away from my thing. I can't see. There you go. All right. So I wanted to like honor you by putting something up. But by the way, if I get copy struck for putting this up because of you, I'm gonna be pissed.
For me?
So, yes, you got to make sure.
Are you opening yourself up for a lawsuit for me?
I kind of am actually. Just on certain places that'll say that they own it. But we got it. We good? Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and play it. Put us next to it so we can play this. Okay.
Hey, you're done.
Huh?
You're done.
I had to put it up. Do you know why I have to put it up?
Do you love it? This is the best video of all time. We all learned how to roller skate. And then these were the only professional roller skaters we could find. They're all...
Hold on, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, that's my man. He was dying to be in the video. I loved
it. Remember when I wanted to have him for full arms?
Yeah. He's a sweetie.
This should have been, by the way, a hit.
The sweatsuits, the track suits, all polyester.
Who wrote the song?
Me. It's very difficult to roller skate.
It's a good song, bro.
You know why they wouldn't?
Why?
They knew I was on the wrong side. In the dark.
They didn't want to do it. By the way, did you know that USAID, when they cut funding, rap music disappeared from the billboard?
It's like Facebook's like stock tanking when they realized all they were doing was collecting data.
Yeah. Crazy, crazy. I know I won't.
That's a professional roller skating group.
That was?
Yeah. They were teaching us how to...
I mean, I don't think you actually have the moves. Do you have the moves?
No, I couldn't. I was going to fall.
I see you kind of doing this a little bit.
There's a lot of... And they were like awesome. They were fantastic. And there was a... We had to switch this because she was supposed to be looking up, right, as though she had tears.
Yeah.
And we had to cut that because that's not what it looked like.
Oh really?
No.
What did it look like? Oh.
My wife's like, that's not translating at all. Like,
no. Gonna do one more time. Boom. I'm gonna do this for you guys because somebody just asked me, where can I get that song?
It's on Spotify. So all this music was supposed to be the antithesis of this band. So I had this whole other band that was against Milk Toast and Company. They were called
Milk Toasters?
No, Avocado Toast and Associates. But we are towards the end, so like let's just put all the whole catalog. Everything.
We just gotta. I put it out there so you guys can see it. You can go to his channel on YouTube.
Here we go. Here's our man. He loved it.
By the way, it's Milk Toast.
So that's our guitar player. The reason why he's the DJ when we were learning how to roller skate He fell.
He what?
He fell.
He did?
Yeah, he's actually a musician for a living. He's like, I can't break.
So this midget actually worked at the roller skate place. That was his place.
Micah,
yeah. It's good stuff. All right, so Milk Toast and Co. Yeah, because you're going to get a huge bump on this when it hits when they load it up on all the stuff.
I can't wait to get 12 cents. It's going to be great.
Hopefully it's more than that, but you got to make sure that you don't block us because we did a full commentary over it. Go back and watch it if you want.
There's other ones.
Well, all I know is
Cigarette Burns was a good one too.
Yeah, you can go back and check out all the stuff. It's back in James's previous life. He was a singer.
A composer. I didn't just sing.
He was a poser? I don't think he's a poser at all. Oh,
I composed all
He
those.
composed. Okay. All right. I didn't know it was composition. I thought it was
Composition.
I thought it was right. Okay. Yeah. I got you. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. Tune in to more. We're on Roku. It's great to see you. Make sure that you actually give us a thumbs up on the way out. And by the way, I'm going to mention this to you. 89517. Just go ahead and enter the code FREEDOM in there, and we'll send you a bunch of stuff as well as an update that's going to happen. I'm going to do this update pretty regularly. And here's the thing that I want you to know. We're going to start to send you kind of what's up, like what's happening nationally and what's happening in the state of Colorado. If you have other states that you want information on, we're trying to figure out how we can funnel that information to you in your area. So go to the website, untamednation.com, sign up for our emails, and make sure that you go over to the store and pick up one of the challenge coins. Super awesome. We got some new stuff that we'll be putting up here very shortly. And if you're going to be joining us for the 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week network, which will launch in about 30 days, stay tuned. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Amazing. And we got a lot of stuff going on. So James is going to close us in prayer, and we'll start there. And I'm a poet, and I know it. And I'm not a composer or a poser or a singer.
I'll just make this, I'll make this easy. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord, thank you for this time together. Go with us as we lead and guide us in our ways. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. All right. Hey, have a great day. And remember, posers will be posers and composers will do music and play really good stuff like Milk Toast. And then the avocado toast people tried to attack him, which made him do the Milk Toast thing. All right. Hey, God bless you guys. We'll see you soon.
Rise up untamed in the heart of the fight where the wild ones roam. Joe Oltmann's calling, bringing truth back home. From conservative daily to this untamed fire, we shatter the silence, lifting spirits higher. No chains can hold us, no lies can prevail. Authentic and fearless on this rugged trail. Patriots gather under stars and stripes. Untamed nation, igniting the night. Untamed nation, let the truth roll out in this land of the free. Standing proud from sea to shining sea, we won't back down. Catch the fire, wear the crown. Untamed nation, it's our battle song, motivating hearts where the brave belong. Yeah, untamed and wild, forever strong. Play it again all night long. Break the mold, chase the real. No more games, time to heal. Joe's voice leads the untamed crew. Truth matters through and through. Untamed nation, let the truth roll out in this land of the free. Standing proud from sea to shining sea, we won't back down. Catch the fire, wear the crown. Untamed nation, it's our battle.